Good morning. I am more than excited, but welcome to day 24. We are 24 days into Camp Nano, and we just about finished because we only have what? 7 more days before it completes. Oh, I'm hot. Coffee, Russian, all that other good stuff. But guess what? I reached 50,000 words yesterday. I was like, oh my gosh, I was so excited. And now my glasses is fogging up because I am too excited. Hold on. I need to drink a little water. Could be these hormones, going through the changes of life right now. It comes and goes, hot and cold flashes. I rather the cold flashes than the hot flashes. At least I can put covers on and I don't want to strip down with the hot flashes. But I'm excited. Let me give myself an applause. 50K. I wrote 8,000 words yesterday. And how I did it wasn't all at one time. I broke down my time. Actually, I didn't think I was going to make it to it. And I pushed myself. I wanted to stop. I wanted to quit. I wanted to say, forget it. I'll just keep it at 48. And then I was like, oh no, I am too close. I can go ahead and go into the next chapter and get those extra 2,000 Ks out the way. And I did. That's where writing momentum comes in at. You keep pushing forward. You do not stop. You let those ideas flow and you write as you go. And it's a mess, but I wrote. And at least when I go back to editing and rewriting, I can do a little research on the parts that I wasn't familiar with, like the tarot cards, and work it in that way. So they not familiar with it either. So that makes it really easy to write about it. So anyway, yesterday after we finished with our live stream, I was at I think 42,000, and I decided to write off and on throughout the day. I said, well, I do 1,000 here, 2,000 here, and 2,000 there. So every opportunity I had to get those words out, I did it. As soon as I got a story idea, I wrote. I did not stop. And when I realized, oh my gosh, I'm almost at the 50K. So I'm like maybe 1/3 into Act 3. So I got another third, and then the final third I'll be completed. But honestly, it may just take another 10 to 20,000 for sure, because my goal is to get at least 60 to 75,000. So there's two types of goals for me. There's a goal, and then there's an ultimate goal. So I set my goal low because I wanted to get back in the flow of writing consecutively every day, and that's what I did. I didn't do every day. I had a few days in between, but I wrote more than I had in the past month, in the whole year, to be honest with you. I think it was since last year in November. So I set my goal at 10,000, knowing that to complete my first draft, I need at least 60 to 75,000 words. And I wanted to complete it by the end of the end of July. And in my mind, I had to finish by July because I decided to put myself on a time schedule. And I am not time conscious. I do not like to be set to time. But I have been doing pretty good with my videos coming in at 5 a.m. in the morning to 6. So that's not bad. Maybe I do like time a little bit. So I set my goal and I actually wrote it down, 10,000. And I think you should write all your goals down. I didn't do it, but I had that mental thought, well, I need to be finished by the end of July with this first draft. So I reached 10,000, but I knew that wasn't the end of my story. I needed to complete it. So that was another goal. And I figured, okay, about 60 to 75 words to complete the story. If it takes a little less or a little bit more, fine. So that was my ultimate goal. And I'm just about there. But I know 50K was it with nanos, and I was like, okay, well, I did 50K. Now it's time to push even harder. So I have 7 more days to reach that, and if I can write 8,000 words in one day. Come on. I know I can do this. Yes. So today well, let's see what chapter I'm in. Chapter scenes. Here we go again. I did, let me see, I think yesterday I left off on chapter 19 or scene 19. So I wrote 20. I can't remember. I did two yesterday, 21 and 22. So yeah, I am in chapter 23. Can't see this morning. So yeah, I'm in chapter 23, scene 23. Some of these chapters, like yesterday was really long. Chapter 21 and 22 was long. So that can probably, with the editing process, I guess it'll be okay. So I'm not going to stress over that right now. But yeah, I'm going in chapter 23. I'm at the scene part where Bay is, the pace is really, really picking up. And I thought I knew who the murderer was. I really did, twice. But then I don't know who the murderer is. That's the, I don't know if that's the sad part or what, because I like to know the ending. I do know the ending, but I just don't know who really committed the murder, because after talking with all the residents and having this list of suspects, I was like, oh my gosh, any one of them could have killed Getty. And that's the fun part of this journey, is thinking you know something and realizing in the end, oh, you don't know. Your characters are really in control of your story. Or maybe they just navigating through life free willy, who knows? So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I have no idea who the murderer is, and I really don't want it to be Aunt Ivy. She's a main character, but Bay's suspicious about her aunt is really high. So, and also Mr. Pete, I think that was his name when I first wrote it, but I have this image of him. I'll have to look for him today and put him on my Pinterest board, because I have this lonely, weird, creepy kind of guy, but he's not really, I don't think he's that bad. He don't seem like he's that bad, because Bay went out to visit him the other day, and he really liked Mr. Bud DeWiser. Yeah, I'm going to keep Bud DeWiser. He liked him. Everyone likes Bud DeWiser, whether they like cats or not. So maybe he had this persona. He has a persona of you would think a serial killer, one of those kind of types. But Bay sees his heart a little bit, but she could be wrong, because her judge of character is a little bit off. So I don't know who is the murderer. I have no idea. But soon I will find out. And my goal is hopefully by the weekend I can finish this, or at least by Monday, because I'm curious to see who killed Getty and why. Everyone has a motive. Even Mr. Pete has a motive, but he shared a lot of information with Bay yesterday about what's going on the property next to him. So that was really interesting, because I didn't see that one coming either. So today we're going to do our sprints, and we're going to push some words forward. If you get in a rut, step back for a tiny bit and read. That's the best advice I can give you. Find your favorite author within the genre that you're writing and read their book. Take some time out and just escape in their book and see what happens. See if get something ignited in your mind, and create an idea from something you read and make it yours. And take a walk. I mean, I used to walk before I walked. Walk before I walked. Hold on, let me get a sip. I needed this. Wait a minute. I used to walk before I wrote, and it was like my time to reflect. I usually talk to God. I honestly do, if I have some issues going on, but I need to talk to him all the time beyond the issues. But I also think about my characters, because I had to have them inside my head constantly talking to me. And I think about my characters and where they can go from one point to the next. Whether they go that direction or not, I don't know. But it helps clear my mind and help me focus on their journey, which make writing easier when I come back and sit at my desk. So yeah, I'm really feeling this story. I am so proud of it. And I'm so proud that I discovered a process that works for me. I have my ups and downs, and writing is a struggle. I'm not going to kid you, but I try to keep it exciting and fun and bring in new things, just to keep that excitement there. Because if you lose a little bit, it can distract you and make you move away from your story. And you don't want to do that. So create your goal. I would say set it low, create you an ultimate goal, which is extremely high. That way, once you cross over each hurdle, you know, you feel like you really accomplished something. So, yeah, I'm proud. I need to toot my horn. Toot toot. Give me another applause. I'm good. So let's get started with a 10-minute writing warm up. And let's go. Good morning, my darling daughter. Thanks for stopping by and saying hello to me. Okay, we just finished our writing warm up. I want you to have a wonderful day and get some sleep. Something about gamers, y'all. Time is off. Get some sleep. Anyway, I wish I could go back to those days where I would stay up all night long and sleep during the day. I have a young adult here that's like that, and my 13-year-old, oh my gosh, she's going through that stage right now where she stays up all night long, and she'll wake up maybe 3 o'clock in the evening. Well, oh well, enjoy, because one day you're not going to be able to do that. So anyway, we just finished our 10-minute warm up, and I was able to get 413 words with this, and the story is progressing pretty swiftly. So Bay is trying to ease out the house. As she was leaving her room, she hear Olive. He's up on the phone arguing with someone about you should have kept her. You're not doing what you need to do. And I was like, who is he talking about? Is he holding someone against that captor? Is he really involved in something deeper than what he shared with Bay? So that's a red herring. Olive could be guilty, more guilty than anybody. I don't know. So anyway, I wrote that scene, and as Bay was trying to creep out the house before Ain't Ivy woke up, she thinking she being real slick. Her and Mr. Bud the Wiser trying to miss the cricket planks in the floor so it won't squeak as she walked by. And as she went through the den, there he was, her dad, the sheriff. She wasn't expecting to see him. And Bay don't like to lie. She don't like anyone lying to her. So he asked her, where are you going? It's so early in the morning. And she's trying to figure out what to tell him because she is so headstrong on not lying. But she will avoid the truth any way she can and redirect the questions so the person can forget what's being said. So anyway, we're finished. I don't know where the scene is going, but I'm going to find out because they're trying to go out and investigate the scene where Mr. Pete told her these trucks was driving through at night. There's a lot of traffic there, and they don't usually leave until early in the morning. So she overslept last night and decided to get up real early before the sun and go see what's going on out there by herself. So now we're going into, let's do a 20-minute writing sprint. Okay, that completes our 20-minute writing sprint. And I have 1,270 words altogether so far. So that's pretty good. And this scene, as Bay was going down the stairs, I told you earlier that she saw her dad. Her dad is up. Now, this is about maybe 5 o'clock in the morning. And she was wondering what he was doing up. Well, he has a doctor's appointment because he has, he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, or on stage set of Alzheimer's. And his doctor's appointment, he's supposed to get a brain scan today, and he's 20 minutes late. They don't realize this at the time, so she realized her dad is scared and he needs her more than she need to be out there checking out the abandoned property. So they sat there. He's in this recliner. I go in the description of this old worn out recliner that he likes. It's the only piece of furniture in the house that does not match anything else, but he had it for years and is not going to get rid of it. And Bay sits on the love seat next to him and they talk, and she realized her daddy is really scared. He don't want anyone to know what's going on, but he feels comfortable enough with Bay, and he shares some information about he was worried about losing his memory. Then he also may forget who she is. And so she really upset at this point. She's so concerned about him. She feels his pain. She gets up and sits on the arm in his chair, and she wraps her arms around him, and he like lays his head on her shoulder like he's real vulnerable. She's so used to seeing him as this strong, stoic man. And right now she sees another side of her dad. So she's really empathetic to what's going on with him. And then in the back of her mind, all of a sudden, she realized, oh my gosh, if I don't hurry up and get this information about who is my real parents or who adopted me, and all these questions that she's been lied to for 28 years, he will forget and she will never find out. So she decided to put that on the back burner for the moment. And she asked her dad if she can go with him to take this test because, 20 minutes late is better than not going at all. And he agreed. And she's shocked that he so easily agreed. But he tells her, do not tell Aunt Ivy. So they had a little interaction between that. And then that's how they talk a little bit more about Alzheimer's. And being a retired nurse, that's one of the things I want to add in my stories too, is some kind of medical related dilemma that can sort of educate and awaken other people about, different medical issues that can hit. And since there's a lot of elderlies in this book, as well as young people, I said I wanted some kind of social issue going on. So human trafficking is going on in this town that they don't know about. Only a few know because they're part of it, connected to it. And then her dad is developing Alzheimer's because he's going to have to retire soon and let someone else be the sheriff of Peyton County. And also, I want all my stories to give people some kind of hope, not only entertain them and make them laugh, but let them know that there's always hope in any situation you find yourself in. So that's where we at. They talk, they get together, and they decide to leave separately so it won't alarm suspicious when she realized, oh, they went with her daddy. Where did they go? So they leave in their cars, they sneak off basically. So that's where I'm at. Now I am going into chapter 24. I when I first started, I said, well, I'm just gonna have 22 or 21 chapters. Oh no. I probably end up with 30 chapters the way this story is going. So I don't know where it's going at this moment because they just left. I don't know if I'm going to write that scene in about them at the doctor's, and I probably won't. I just get the results and write that in when he decides to share it with everybody and then go from there. So, anyway, let's go for a 15-minute writing sprint. No, I don't want to do 15 minutes. Let's go for 12 minutes. Okay, that completes that 15-minute writing sprint. So I'm at a standstill now. Babe just left the hospital with her dad, and then he did his test, and she realized the change in him from being this vulnerable man to back this stoic, proud dude. Like nothing happened. Like whatever they experienced earlier that morning before his test, he totally changed. So anyway, she kissed him, and they greeted each other goodbye, and I'm at a standstill right now. I don't know what she should do at this point because it's still early in the morning. She tried to call Olive, but he didn't answer his phone. It actually went to voicemail. So she's thinking, well, maybe he's asleep or something. But Olive is up to no good. And she really don't want to go back home because she knows she's got to face Aunt Olive's questions. What you doing up so early? Why you leave? And all this other stuff. So she's thinking about going back to Getty's parlor to go through some more information or to sniff through her stuff or whatever. So I'm at a standstill, and I think I'm gonna end it right now, take a break, and probably get some breakfast in and just relax my mind and try to figure out where to go from there. So we're gonna call it a day, and I'm so glad you joined me. Uh, Remember, this weekend I will be off from online streaming. I have my writing boot camp tomorrow, and Sunday I'll probably take a mental break. But I will be here Monday, and I think Monday through Thursday. I'm not sure when is the last day in this month, but we're gonna have a virtual write-in that probably lasts several hours. I'm thinking of planning something like that. And also, we're going to host a celebration. So join me next week. And until then, you have a wonderful weekend. Be safe, practice social distancing, wear your mask, find something to smile about. Don't let nothing bring you down because you are the light and the joy. Until then, happy writing, happy writing, happy writing.